My dad is probably the one person in my life that cares so much about other people. He has taken it on as his personal mission in life to improve the lives of the less fortunate, especially children.
Dr. Thomas Tonniges is an advocate for children. That is where this story begins and ends, an advocate for children.
Any project that involves helping people, you can bet that Tom would approve, and if he's not leading it, he'll become involved.
Born in Stromsburg, Nebraska in 1949, he felt inspired to heal at an early age, a calling that led him to the University of Nebraska College of Medicine and a pediatric residency at UNMC. In 1977, he opened an office in Hastings, a private pediatric practice that emphasized family-centered care.
Going out to Hastings initially, it had one of the highest infant mortality rates in the state. With him going there and starting the practice and really establishing good pediatric care, Adams County has now dropped one of the lowest infant mortality rates in the state.
In 1995, the American Academy of Pediatrics drafted Dr. Tonniges to extend his reach and impact national policy as director of the Department of Community Pediatrics in Chicago. While there, he notched one of his crowning achievements, taking the concept of family-centered care national and international through the pioneering development of a medical home, an approach to pediatric healthcare that embraces the whole child.
And most of the pediatric practices have really embraced that concept, and I think they do have a much more patient-centered type of care for their patients.
A medical director position at Boys Town and the arrival of their first grandchild brought the Tonniges back to Nebraska in 2005.
When he came back to Omaha and when he worked with Boys Town and Boys Town Pediatrics, he sort of put that all together. He put together his private practice, he put together his national policy efforts, and he brought it to focus on these youth.
My dad's been a caregiver and somebody that's given so much to kids regardless of their age, and life comes full circle.
In 2012, Dr. Tonniges was diagnosed with ALS, a progressive disease that has claimed his mobility and his voice, but not his advocate spirit. He continues to fight for patients, young and older.
He has put out some things really, to me as a physician, which says, remember how things look from your patient's standpoint.
He wrote an article that I actually have our residents read. He speaks in there how difficult it was going into the system and how people really never treated him as a person, but just this patient or disease process. And I think it's so important for people to learn that dealing with patients that you treat them as a person, first and foremost.
He has an incredible spirit, and he still wants to do things, and he still wants to get out, and he still wants to advocate for children. So many people would just give up, and he's not. He's a fighter.
I will be screaming from my grave on behalf of children's issues, but I add a second voice on behalf of people with ALS and their families and loved ones.
Dr. Tom Tonniges.
He's grounded. He has a faith, and he shares his faith, and he shows his faith. Passionate. He's a lousy gardener.
He is a dedicated husband, father of 3, and grandfather of 5.
What you've shown my kids on how you should live your life and how you've shown us on how we should live our life forever, I'm indebted to you. I just want to say thank you and love you.
He is a humanitarian and a pediatric legend.
You know, my dad worked tirelessly for children's efforts, whether it be the school board or with the American Academy of Pediatrics. He traveled around the world for different causes.
What he has done for kids of Nebraska, and then I think even nationally and even internationally, it's just amazing. So, like I said, I try to follow in his footsteps, but I don't know that I'll ever be able to actually do that, so.
I think he's a legend because everybody knows his name. You know, a legend is someone you know is there, but maybe you've never actually seen them or met them. And I had heard about Tom for years before I ever met him.
Dr. Tom Tonniges is an advocate for children.
I want you to know that even though I can't smile, I can smile in my heart.